Welcome to Swadesi Startup Speaks, the podcast that dives deep into the dynamic world of Indian startups and entrepreneurship. In today's episode, we explore the growth of India's startup ecosystem with a focus on key initiatives, funding milestones, and emerging trends. From new government collaborations to breakthroughs in sectors like AI biotech and Cleantech India is making significant strides in innovation. Stay tuned for insights into how Indian startups are shaping the future. India's startup ecosystem has grown into the world's third largest, with 118 unicorns and over 157,000 DPIT recognized startups across 779 districts. Government initiatives like Startup India, Digital India, and tax incentives have fostered innovation, decentralization, and funding growth from $20 billion in 2016 to $158 billion in 2024. Startups in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are thriving, solving local problems and bridging urban-rural gaps. Deep tech sectors like AI biotech and space tech are poised for growth, supported by proactive policies, R&D investment, and a growing talent pool, ensuring a promising future for India's innovation landscape. JK Cement has partnered with DPIT to boost India's manufacturing ecosystem by supporting at least 10 startups over the next year. This collaboration will provide startups with access to infrastructure, R&D facilities, mentorship, pilot projects, and university resources. The initiative aligns with DPIT's broader efforts, including partnerships with Walmart and Startup Policy Forum, to empower startups and MSMEs, particularly in Tier 2 and 3 cities, and foster innovation. Recent collaborations with companies like Flipkart and HCL Software further aim to enhance India's tech-driven and self-reliant economy. Salesforce India CEO Arundhati Bhattacharya highlighted India's potential in shaping agentic AI, citing strong adoption by startups and enterprises during the AI Pitchfield event. Salesforce Ventures, with a $1 billion AI fund, is running pilots using Agentforce 2.0, which offers pre-built AI skills for rapid deployment across platforms like CRM and Slack. Key prerequisites for adoption include clear use cases, robust data strategies, and security compliance. While progress is promising, major deals are yet to be announced. Meanwhile, Microsoft's Satya Nadella emphasized no-code tools for AI agents, signaling competition in the agentic AI era. T-Hub has launched the Business Incubation Management and Leadership Program to professionalize incubation management in India. Under the AICT Hub Foundation, the program trains managers in startup management, stakeholder engagement, compliance, and financial strategies, offering certifications upon completion. Supported by T-Hub's network of mentors and corporations, it collaborates with 15 academic institutions across states like Telangana and Tamil Nadu, targeting specialized sectors such as edtech and sports. The initiative aims to address critical gaps in incubation frameworks, fostering entrepreneurship and aligning with India's growing startup ecosystem. India's Botanic Healthcare raised $29 million for nutraceuticals, while Fermata secured $10 million to advance agriculture-focused AI. Vertical farming startup Plenty faces a potential 90% valuation cut. Other funding highlights include Inari's $144 million for seed gene editing and Rebellious Foods' $2.4 million for plant-based chicken. Partnerships saw Bayer and Nesta collaborate on renewable fuels, and Ohalo worked with Florida farmers on disease-resistant strawberries. Additionally, funds like Italy's 360 Capital launched a €200 million climate tech initiative, and UK allocated £15 million to reduce food waste. Serve Robotics raised $80 million for delivery robots. India's startup ecosystem has transformed dramatically over the past decade, evolving into the world's third largest hub for unicorns, with 118 unicorns and over 157,000 DPIT recognized startups across 779 districts. The government's initiatives like Startup India Atal Innovation Mission and Digital India have spurred growth by decentralizing resources, fostering innovation, and attracting global investors. Tier 2 and 3 cities are emerging as startup hubs driven by their focus on solving local problems. Funding for startups has surged, reaching $158 billion by 2024. Deep tech sectors like AI, IoT, biotech, and space tech are gaining traction supported by policies, incubators, and patient capital. With continued government backing and global interest, India's startup ecosystem is poised for further growth and innovation. India's tech ecosystem achieved remarkable milestones in 2024 with $11.4 billion raised through 13 tech IPOs, including Swiggy's $1.34 billion IPO, the largest global tech IPO of the year. The total valuation of Indian unicorns reached $385 billion, bolstered by 7 new unicorns and a surge in market capitalization. Bengaluru remained the hub of innovation, hosting most unicorns and leading funding rounds. A record 370 acquisitions reflected growing consolidation, while 62% of funding shifted to late-stage investments focusing on scaling startups. E-commerce, fintech, and clean tech led funding activity, underscoring their strategic importance. Women-led unicorns rose to 19, highlighting inclusivity. With 29 profitable unicorns, India solidified its position as a global tech leader, ranking as the third largest hub for VC-backed tech IPOs. The ecosystem's growing maturity, robust IPO activity, and strategic investments signal a dynamic future for Indian startups on the global stage. Accel has raised a $650 million early-stage fund to support startups in India and Southeast Asia, focusing on AI consumer brands, fintech, and manufacturing. With over 40 years of experience, Accel aims to help founders build category-defining businesses that address evolving market needs. India's GDP is projected to grow significantly with digital adoption accelerating across urban and rural areas. Accel has invested in companies like Flipkart, Swiggy, and Freshworks, and its initiatives such as Seed to Scale and Accel Atoms support startup scaling and knowledge sharing. The fund aims to drive innovation and long-term economic impact in India's thriving startup ecosystem. That's all for today's episode of Swadzi Startup Speaks. We hope you found the discussion insightful as we continue to witness the exciting evolution of India's startup landscape. Be sure to join us next time for more updates, trends, and stories from the world of Indian entrepreneurship. Until then, keep innovating, keep scaling, and keep making an impact.